Hey guys, welcome back to another installment of Trini Point of View. Firstly, I'll admit that I'm not a hater of all the past Spider-Man movies. There are some good ones and some bad ones, and once they're on, I usually watch them. As for Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse, whew, this has to be my favorite Spider-Man movie of all. I usually end off my reviews with a rating out of 10, but today I'm going to tell you straight up, this is a hard battle between 9.5 and 10 for me. I totally love this movie. It's like right now while filming, I'll want to give it a 10 while talking about it, but 2 hours later then I may say, you know what, let's give it a 9.5, and then 2 hours later I go back to a 10. As for the characters, now while I was scrolling through the list of voice actors, the only person that didn't really 100% satisfy me has to be Wilson Fisk's character, and I'll solely attribute that to the bass set by Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of Kingpin in the Daredevil series. I'm the type of person that when I see an actor truly embrace and embody a role, I tend to always have that in mind, and it's not a good thing, but I usually use that as a yardstick for future versions of that character. Onward to the main characters, I'll say off the bat, I really appreciated the first act of Spider-Man. Giving us the backstory or origin of Miles Morales was very important in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, because let's admit that not everyone is as sweaty, and 99% of the world's population thinks that Peter Parker is the only Spider-Man. And well, I guess Peter Parker into this Spider-Man thought he was the only Spider-Man also. And even though we encountered 6 or 7 different Spider-Persons, the writers gave us a quick montage, and as quick as it may have seemed, it felt very natural and well used. As for the soundtracks used in the film, I dare anyone to say they did not go home and immediately download Post Malone's Sunflower. I know damn sure I have that on repeat every day. The thing is, soundtracks and even scores of movies, when I say scores, I mean the music that you hear in the background of the movies, those are like imprints on my brain. Years from now, I'll hear Sunflower or another song from another movie, and immediately I'll think back to Miles Morales and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and that's one thing that makes a sound or a score very special and unique to a film. It can evoke memories years from now, 10 years from now. I'll be hearing Sunflower and immediately I'll think back to Miles Morales. Or even better, I'll go one step further. It's like Carnival time. There's that one soca song, that one song you look forward to hearing on the road for Juve or Carnival. You get that one sweet wine, and it's like every year, once you hear that song, you're going to think back to that sweet wine. That's what scores and soundtracks for a lot of movies do for a lot of viewers years from now. Okay, back to the review, and one thing I must mention is the chemistry. The chemistry between Miles Morales and his uncle Aaron, who turns out to be the Prowler. And that moment at the end of the second act was as tough as any time we've seen the Peter Parker and Uncle Ben's death scene. I might say, as for on the big screen, this death between or this origin story that they gave us between Uncle Aaron and Miles Morales, I think this one hit the hardest out of all the origin stories that we got for Peter Parker, when it comes to the big screen, that is. The film is also filled with tons, and I say tons, of Easter eggs, from real life stuff to well, what you consider the multiverse, well, the Spiderverse. There's so many different things when it comes to the different Spider-Mans, the different Peter Parkers, the different stuff in the background. There's tons, and if I try to go into this review, it's going to become even too long for me, or even too long for my partner Matthew Bailey. Matthew, shout out, Happy New Year, bro. I'll end it off by saying Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was or is the Spider-Man movie the fans or the movie-going audience deserve. Oh wait, how could I forget the animation? I'm not a fan of the new age style of cartoons, as I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, but this felt very seamless and easy on the eyes. The tones and colors were never too bright or too dark, and for a newbie to the movie-going universe, this felt like comic book plus cartoon equals animation heaven. Alright guys, thanks for checking out my review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's my first review for the year. I took a break for probably like about 5 or 6 months in 2018, but I'm back now. I'm going to try to push out one review every weekend, and plus I'm doing the photography stuff, so you can check me out on Instagram at Trini Point of View, and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notifications anytime I post new videos. As I say, I'm going to try to push it out once a week, and as usual, see you again.